Hey YouTubers, I wanted to redo my eyebrow video because I realized there were too many parts, too much going on, and I wanted to kind of simplify it for you guys so you get the most out of my videos. So without further ado, let's go ahead and get right into it. You might be asking, why do I look so crazy right now? I look like, two-faced going on. I've got one eyebrow over here really nice and done, and this one looks like I got hit in the head. So I wanted to do one and show you how my eyebrows actually look when I wake up in the morning. As you can see, they're really sparse. I don't have much of a tail here, and that's just from years of over waxing my eyebrows. And I'm let me just be the first to tell you, try not to wax so much. It's too much after a while. So what I have told my clients to do is, if they must wax, if I'm not doing them, if they must wax, to wax a little and maintain a lot. So wax maybe once a month and try to learn how to maintain your eyebrows in between. Trust me, you will thank me when you do this. Okay. um Let's go ahead and just dive right in. I don't want this to be a really long video. So, and this is for you, your sake, because I can just talk forever. All right. So the tools that I use, very easy. I use my eyebrow pencil. Okay. This particular pencil has a brush on the end, which will come in handy later. And and it's like a clicker. So the actual, it comes up. It comes up. I love this pencil. Much better than the traditional, regular pencil that kind of looks like this. Much better than that. I have my tweezers. I tend to use, depending on how long it's been since I touched up my eyebrows, I tend to use two. I use the flathead tweezers. This is, just any regular pair. I use that just to grab like a lot of hair at a time. Like, let's say I just went woofing, which I never do, but if you do, or you're like a virgin to it, then definitely flathead will grab the most at a time. The needle nose, which are my favorite. The needle nose, I use, these are by Tweezerman, but I love them because I can get in there and like get every little single hair. My OCD loves them too because I can get every single little hair. um, as far as what I use for mirror, I have a mirror here. I'm just going to show you a little hint of it. This is what the mirror looks like. It has two sides and has a light. The two sides, one is regular, one is magnified. It's magnified so I can really get in there, like really close, and see like, oh, I have some hairs that in the daylight actually shows up even more, especially with my complexion. And when you wear makeup, you want to look as refined as possible. So you want to get in there and get those little hairs. And that's how you avoid having to continually wax, because you won't see those little buds. So that's pretty much all I use. And then to touch up, I use my concealer and my brush. This is a MAC 263 brush here. It's just a nice little angle brush. Okay. And then I have my MAC concealer, Studio Finish Concealer SPF 35. I love all makeup with SPF because I do believe that protects your skin on a daily basis. Even women of color, we all need SPF. So just keep that in mind. Let me go ahead and just tell you how I do. The first thing I do is I go ahead, let's say it's been a week or two. I go ahead and tweeze any hairs that have gone astray. So the way I do that really easily is I look in the mirror, I brush all my hair up, 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 and then anything that's left right here and right in there, like if it gets too close to the middle of the nose, I just immediately get rid of those. That's the best way to just instantly, shape up your eyes. Keep in mind that when you do your eyebrows correctly, your whole face brightens up. Eyebrows can literally darken and make your whole face look completely different. So, or lack thereof. So that's why I make sure that this is not seen. After you shape them up, and I'll just show you a quick example. Pull the eyebrow, pull in the direction of the growth, and then once you clean it up, you stop there. Don't overdo it. Okay, let your natural arch come out. And the way that you ensure that it's your natural arch is by lining it up. So I look straight ahead, right in the mirror, and I line it up. So this should be lined up with your nose on the outside, and your arch should be lined up with pretty much if I'm looking ahead, which I'm not, I'm kind of looking down, but the arch should be the outside of the iris here. Okay. And then the tail should line up with the outside of your eye. I like a little drama, and I have on little extensions that's about from here to here. I like for my tail to meet the end of my lash, and that just gives me a nice little, dramatic effect for my daily eyes. So that's me, but normally you would just go right to the ends of your eyes. So usually your tail end about right there. Okay. And everybody's eyes are different, but that's just a point of reference. So that way you kind of know where your arch, where your beginning, and where your end should be. And this is how I start my eyebrows. What I do is very short strokes going just like this. You do not want to draw or color. You shouldn't be doing this on your eyebrow. Like, you really shouldn't. It's just not it's not going to be a good result, especially with pencil. So practice doing short strokes like this. Your strokes should be 1, 2, 3, 4, just like that, because your eyebrow starts by going up, 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 over, 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 down, 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 like that. That's exactly how most eyebrows form. I have seen some eyebrows that grow this way, but when you're filling it in, you want to go with the direction of your hair growth. Let's just put it that way, direction of your hair growth. Okay, so I'm going to show you how I do it. A brush, make sure it's all cleaned up, and I start with the up motion. So up, up, and I'm not pushing down really hard, just enough so that obviously it shows. Don't be afraid to continue to go over it over and over again until you get your achieved look. So if you want it to be a little bit more dense, go ahead and keep going. This is just a regular daytime, look for me, so I don't want to keep going too dark. And again, you just boop, boop, boop. You just keep filling it in. Sometimes I go a little bit over at the top. That's just for shadow. Okay. Before I get to my arch, I actually stop and look to see how much does this match this one. This one's already a little thinner, so I'm going to go ahead and fill it in at the top. That's all. Just keep going. And light strokes, light strokes. If you do it too hard, you'll be regretting it, because you'll be erasing or using some type of remover. Once I get to the arch, I just continue. And I like to bring my tail down because, like I said before, I'm a little dramatic. So I'm getting to where I want to be. Almost there. I'm doing this really quick for everybody's benefit. I don't want you guys to get too bored with me. And again, I just did my eyebrows, so if I see that there's a big difference, I could always adjust it based on how I see it. I'm just fixing the other one. There we go. Sometimes it can take me 3 minutes to do this, and some days I'm struggling. So this is pretty much the overall shape that I'd like to go with for the eyebrow. Yours may be a little bit more out of line. I've been doing this for years, so it's a little bit easier for me, but I don't expect everybody to be like that, which is why your handy dandy concealer comes in. I would go ahead at this point and touch my eyebrows up with the concealer. Take my brush, like a little painter. Okay. Very easily. And then I'm going to go ahead, and any place where I might see any mess ups or anything out of place, I just take my concealer and outline my entire eyebrow. This also helps you to define your arch more, especially if you didn't really do it with the pencil. You can erase any harsh lines with your concealer. It's best that your concealer is either slightly lighter, like a shade lighter, or your complexion. That's my suggestion. I've not done it with anything darker, but when you're gonna you're gonna do your eyebrows before you do your eyeshadow, so you want to make sure that it's not too dark because that affects your eyeshadow. So once you have touched up to your liking, you can do the top. I rarely do the top unless I messed up, and that's just to touch it up. And if you notice, I don't tweeze at the top either. You don't need to tweeze at the top unless your hair is just all over the place. If anything, you should just use your eyebrow scissors. Some are curved, some are straight. And you would just easily just go and cut any stray hairs that's out of the line. Like, let's say I have a hair like this, I would just trim that hair. You don't really want to tweeze from the top because that means you're going to pull the entire hair out. Okay. So this is pretty much it as far as how your eyebrows should look. And then if you see like any gaps, whether, in the mirror or in a different light, carry your pencil with you, fill it in. It's that simple. This is pretty much how my eyebrows look on a daily basis. Sometimes my arch is a little higher, sometimes they're a little bit more straight. It really just depends on my mood and the look that I'm trying to go for. Also, I also take the little bit of concealer in here and I'll clean up a little in here. And it's important that once you put your concealer on that you blend, blend, blend. I like the heat from my fingers, so I tend to take my fingers and go like this. That just blends it into my skin a little better because if anything, if a flash, if you take a picture of the flash, you'll see like these, highlights above and below your eyebrows. So you want to make sure that they're blended. And it also helps as a great base for when you apply your eyeshadow. So the way I do my makeup is I normally do my eyebrows first before I do any foundation or powder, which is why I don't have on any makeup besides my eyeliner and my lashes. I just wanted to focus on the eyebrows. Once you set the tone, this is the frame of your face, then you can, start to go with, okay, I want to do a little funky color here. I want to do some blush and my lips and whatever you want. So I hope you enjoyed my tutorial, and I want to thank you guys very, very much for tuning in. And if you have any questions, please email me at thebeautyexperience@gmail.com, or feel free to just leave me a comment. Bye.